It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 647.
What's happening, guys? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. What is happening?
Have you already lost count on what day it is?
Is it Tuesday? Shit. What is it?
No, it is. It is,
Oh,
but I
God.
feel like it is quite hard to work out what day it is at the moment.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been thrown into a whirlwind with Bodie and I at home just all day.
Well, we had to delay the episode because Bodie asked if you could wipe his asshole. That's his words.
He used the term arsehole. I appreciate that he uses the technical term arsehole.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I did have to wipe his arsehole. Have you been wiping anyone's arsehole today?
No. That's sort of, I've made my baked eggs. Yeah, wipe my own arsehole. Thank you. Made my baked eggs, went on the Shakti mat. Things are good.
Yeah. And we've got George joining us today. He's bunkered in at the office.
Holding the fort.
How's it going at the office, George?
It's good. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I feel bad
this is
though.
The guy holding the fort. When you said holding the fort, it's sort of, for some reason, that's quite unnerving.
Yeah. No, I'm holding the fort. It's good. I've kept everything clean. I've wiped everything down.
Are you pulling our leg?
No, legitimately.
Where did you find any sanitizing products in that office?
Oh, just the.
How's the kitchen looking?
Kitchen's great. It never looks better.
The thing is, we got it pretty clean before we vacated to our home setups. This morning I went for a drive. I wanted to drive Amy to work. She's still having to work. Crazy. Another story. But we decided to go for a drive and we drove to Centrelink, which Bodie and I was like, Bodie, we're gonna go have a look see if there's a line at Centrelink. And mate, it was ginormous. It looked like the opening of Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Pretty
more
dire.
Satisfying if you get some cash.
Well, I mean, you get cash, but you're still in a situation.
You have a job.
You're still in a situation. I mean, I got real dark last night. I was working out how much money we have and how long we can last. And when you really sort of go there, it's hard. Like it seems, I don't think we do this enough. Like, when was the last time you looked at your own personal finances and thought, how long until all of this money runs out and I have 0 cents to my name, or I have to get help?
I think that whenever someone does a budget, they're always counting on having a salary.
Well, you never.
So
budget.
That's the biggest. Yeah. That's the biggest shift. It's like everyone was surviving. They were all surviving fine, but then when you take out the money bit, like they're actually receiving money, that's where it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I kind of looked at it as plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. Plan D being the dire straits, the zero job, zero money, before you look at any help. And usually you don't ever do that because it's like, it's not that productive. You should focus on if plan A doesn't work, there's another way to make the money and, survive. And usually it's like, I'll just get a job. It's like, I'm trying this new startup or I'm doing this new business. I can always fall back on working somewhere. And like at the moment, that isn't necessarily people's options of just being able to get a job somewhere.
If we had to look at the jobs, sort of essential jobs, and we had to pick one that we sort of applied for a job in that area, what do you think, TJ, you would go for? I'm guessing the cop. You mentioned cops.
Cops, yeah. I mean, hard time to be a cop. Like, you're interacting with a lot of people is not what I wanted. I think, Josh, you and I were speaking about the business as usual in 6 months' time, if that becomes a thing, right? People's not beliefs, people's way of living or viewing, interacting with other people. Like maybe that, the social distancing becomes a new normal where, you're not just going to a nightclub, mate. Actually, you probably still will be if they open nightclubs.
I won't be.
But, like just making out with randos or getting close with, someone on a date. Like, it's so bizarre to think of where it can shift. In answer to your question, I mean, I always saw and I think it's probably creme of the crop, right? The dudes.
The Bottle-O.
No, the dudes who are driving the the beach sweepers, and they do it
Yeah.
early morning, and they are in there. They got their headphones on, the heater, and they're just combing the sand. Like that would be, you're by yourself, you're in there. But I think to get to that, it's probably a pecking order, to get any of those positions. But I think working at Coles, I saw a funny meme yesterday or something like, teachers told you off in class for not listening and said you'd be packing shelves for the rest of your life. And then it's like packing shelves is the top now in the future. It's something.
George, have you thought about this? What would your, if you couldn't edit anymore, what you would do?
I always wanted to be a firefighter, but it's pretty gruesome work. I didn't realize. Like they're the guys who get called out to the car accidents and stuff, and people getting hit by trains and stuff like that.
Yeah,
the ambos are there to work on people that are still alive, I'm pretty sure. But if you're squashed by a car, that's when the fireys come in. So
the fireys are also first responders for cardiac arrests as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're well equipped, fireys.
And so you're not going to do that, George. So what is it going to be?
You have to choose one right now.
Tram driver.
People are going to go
Actually,
on.
no, I've changed my mind. Because I would do that if you could listen to podcasts or something, but you probably can't.
No,
there's probably some rule.
So what are you gonna do?
I mean, nurse maybe.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
You're caring.
How much?
George.
Like, what do you need to?
Very
what do you need to
well.
do to be a nurse? Yeah, you would be a great nurse.
Yeah, you would.
Thanks.
That's okay. I mean it. I want you looking after me if I get sick.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Sebs, what would you do?
Yeah.
Maybe a postman.
Oh
So, yeah, that's good.
I think that'd be good because it'd be pretty chill on the motorbike.
What about a courier? Would you?
No, I think postman's probably better. I think I'd want the bike and I'd
handle
want
the letters. You can only handle the small envelopes.
No, but I think the bike's a fun bit because you can send that down the roads. Like all the roads are empty, so.
But motorbikes aren't a thing. Like postie motorbikes, are they still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. In my area,
because I'm in a suburbs.
Yeah.
They're all like bikes. I just assumed that this was the new norm.
I mean, in Bulleen, I saw a guy yesterday. Bodie and I walked to the shops. I decided to go on like a longer walk to the other shops to get our stuff, to do a bit of exercise because I've been lazy as fuck. And we walked past a postie that had like one of the pushers, and so he's on foot, and there was a lot of post that he had equipped. But dude, that was the biggest nightmare. Just quickly took his pram. We opted for a $15 pram. It was a pusher. So it's like when they grow older, kids don't need the full size pram that you have when they're babies. And so we bought this cheap little shitty one that just
$15.
$15, mate. It's
because you hear people spending hundreds of dollars.
Well, yeah, we did that at the
it's
start.
just like super. Is it the safety equivalent of just riding a motorbike? Like, is he?
No, it's no frills. Do you remember as a kid you would have been in one? They're just like
You just can't stop suddenly, or he'll be decapitated.
Mate, here's what happens. I was walking back, and this place is probably 2 k's away from my house. I'm about sort of a k away, and a wheel blows out, and I've got 2 heavy bags of shopping. I've got Bodie's scooter and Bodie, and now I've got a broken pram. And so Bodie has to walk, and we're on a main road, and it's dangerous. And then Bodie falls over and smashes his face. And now he looks like he's got a little Hitler moustache because he's got a graze just below his nose. And he's screaming and, bleeding. And I'm just, mate, I nearly lost it. I'm so surprised.
What did you do in the moment? How didn't you lose it?
Well, the confronting of the losing it bit was losing it would have looked like me just smashing that pram against the wall and walking off and leaving it there. And I was like, that's too much of a Gronk move to leave a broken pram on the side of it. Like I saw an abandoned house. I'm like, I'm fucking throwing this thing in there.
Had you just bought the pusher?
No, it's like a couple of months. We never use it though because he's Sometimes
And
you
I
just want.
painted the picture in my head that you went to the shops, bought the $15 pusher, and then on the way home, it fucked up. And I was like, you know what? This sort of makes sense.
I went to
You had
Audi.
it
I
for a while.
probably could have bought one at Audi.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There was all sorts of shit going on there. Bought a $14 bottle of Pinot Noir from the Yarra Glen, and it was
Oh,
not
you
bad.
didn't have that on Friday?
No, I had it already last night by the fire.
Oh.
Amy
so nice.
Amy got home from work. I broke it. I feel like I'm a stay-at-home dad, just chilling with Bodie all day, and then I'm drinking at 4.
It's perfect.
But me and Bodie had a fire for 4 hours yesterday.
How much wood does that require?
No wonder
Oh,
why
we
you
did-
needed the wood that I gave you.
We did a stick hunt. Stick hunt. That's what I say to Buddy. Let's go for a stick
Mhm.
hunt. And so we got some twigs and a few bits, and then Mason topped me up today. Anyway, Josh, what would you choose? What occupation would your soft hands apply yourself to? Very soft industry, obviously.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
No, you'd be the web guy at some kind of hospital. You could do that.
Yeah, I'd probably, if times were tough, I'd probably all of a sudden become religious and just get some sort of church job to being the AV guy.
True, but
That
I
could be
mean,
fun.
churches are in a pickle.
Yeah,
Like
churches are
I'm
closed
adapted.
as well.
a lot of Amy's
Oh,
friends
They
work for
need live
Hillsong.
streaming.
For
Yeah,
Hillsong,
what are they doing?
They're at home. I know Nick. He's at home at the moment with his fam, and so, mate, there's no services on that are in person. So that's the weird
Just have
thing
to
about
find
this.
one of
'Cause
those sects with a lot of money.
what?
One of the cashed up church, the sects.
Oh.
How do you spell sects? Not sex.
I think
Sects.
it's SECTS.
That's all I heard. Sex.
Well, that industry would be down too.
yeah.
sex
What, just
industry.
the whole oh yeah. No
What I
touching.
thought-
No touching.
Yeah, I saw a article of like a strip club in the States is closed and now they're doing delivery service. Strippers are going to
Really?
front doors.
Really?
I mean,
Oh, that's
they just haven't
outrageous.
heard of being a cam
Did I
girl.
just hear a landline phone ring?
No, it's our Samsung washing machine, and it has
Really?
this annoying like this ding 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 ding. It sounds like a Nokia 5210 from back in the day. Sad state at my house though, boys. It has come a time from this horrific, unprecedented times that the spa has been emptied.
Completely.
You've done it.
How'd you do it?
Bucket,
Really?
Again,
which is even more sad.
with the
Scooping
idea of
it out.
filling it back up.
Not until we're in a better financial position, or
How much
like,
is the spa costing to run?
we'll see now because we've just turned it off, so we'll be able to compare like last month's. So we'll be able to compare April's bill to March's bill and see
Mhm.
what the difference, and then we'll give a live update on the show, obviously.
Okay.
See how
I
much
reckon
you guys
around
cutting-
30 to 50 bucks a day. Sorry, a month.
Oh,
a month.
that
A
would have
month,
been
a month, a
crazy.
month.
Like, see, I mean, in normal times, I like
Mhm.
30 to 50 bucks. I'm happy to wear that, even if we use it once a fortnight, and then the chemicals on top. But at this time, dude, it's all about just stripping back and getting lean.
Mhm. What have you guys cut? George, have you cut any of your expenses?
Well, I did the Adobe thing yesterday. That was fun.
Oh, great.
Good boy.
3 months.
Yeah, that
3
was-
months free Adobe.
Did you ask for
Well,
4?
Tommy,
No.
nah, everyone just asked for 3. I think 3. They're actually officially giving 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, Tommy, you pushed for 4.
Well, I thought they would give 3, and so I thought, why not ask for 4? Because there's a chance they could say okay, and so you just highball, and they're going to give you what they think. And so I did
Yeah.
4. Did you copy that text?
I did, yeah.
Good, because I sent Josh and I said, here's the link and here's the text, copy and paste it into, because we have
Mhm.
personal accounts, and it
Yeah,
works.
It was very easy. It was very good. Yeah, there was heaps of people. Have you stopped anything else, George?
Tell him, George, what did you buy on Sunday night?
What did I
What
get
did
on
you
Sunday
buy?
night?
Starts with V and ends with B.
Oh,
Oh, VB.
yeah. Just got a case of beer in case everything went to lockdown.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
What else?
He got the shittiest beer for the lockdown. He went for
Oh, was it really VB?
yeah,
I was
Victoria
joking.
Bitter.
Oh, that's funny. The fixation, which is across the road from my place.
Yeah.
What's it called when they start doing cans? Like these microbreweries do cans.
They're just
There's like there's a name for it. I could probably see. Give me a sec. I'm looking out the window. They're closed. But they started doing cans of drink, and they were out the front, sort of trying to get people in to buy. Because normally people go in, it's like a beer, place where you sit in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
dude, it is sad. Like I drove around today just looking and seeing the effect. There is so, I was in, Amy and I, like it's probably the first night where we were slightly buzzed from the, Pinot Noir from Aldi and just mind racing and just thinking about all the people affected. And we kind of went through it and, it was pretty dark actually to think about all of our friends that have businesses and it's not even it's just the support it gives, even if it's an average business, whatever it is, it's like just supporting the livelihood of, family, of people in their life. And so it got a bit dark.
It was crazy even watching like ScoMo and Albo the other day in Parliament talking about it. And they were like, oh, it just was a big like pump up to the country being like, we can get through this, blah, blah. But it felt pretty genuine. And it gave me that feeling of like, we'll look back on this time and it'll be like, where were you when you heard? It was almost like the apology speech kind of, that sort of profound.
I actually, I didn't buy them because I'm trying to cut down costs as well, but I nearly bought a bunch of books. I put them in my cart, all about the Great Depression.
Oh,
I thought let's just lean into this whole everything's fucked.
Yeah.
But it would be pretty irresponsible if I feel like if I spent my money on about the hard times and it seems a bit counter.
Grace says she's going to the Bottle-O later this morning in case of a lockdown as well. So,
or Hayden Dibbs saying that he's bought an audio interface, a case of Mountain Goat and 3 bottles of wine. He's ready for lockdown.
Yeah. Mate, Jordan Michaelides, he's cut everything down.
Saving 60% of his income.
Jeez.
That's good.
Mate,
solid effort.
60% of nothing is nothing. It's yeah. I mean, what about any changes in your behavior that you've noticed? Like for me, I've had these long fingernails and I usually, Josh, you and I, we just bite to the right length, but we don't, and then you're done, right? You just bite them to the right length and then you're done. I haven't been biting my nails. Yesterday at the supermarket, this old Gronk had the thickest, those gardening rubber gloves? It looks like you could definitely inseminate a cow and not get anything on you. You know what I mean? Like they're real.
Sure. Not with your sharp nails.
He did this. He's had these thick gloves. I was like, oh, that's pretty effective. And then he just did this.
Oh, just wipes his face.
Wiped his face.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've started to ask people how they're going more.
Oh, that's nice.
But I did it this morning. So I was calling a video camera company because we're getting a final bit of gear for our remote setup. And I was just called and said, hey, just making sure I'm able to get this. Like, when's it going to come? Blah, blah, blah. Yep. It was all nice. He's a little bit prickly, this guy already.
Yeah.
And I just said, he said, you could pick it up if you wanted to, or we can drop it. Like, we'll be able to deliver it by Friday, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, perfect. All right. Well, I'll once I get the notification, I'll give you a buzz. It's like, perfect. I was like, oh, how's everything going at your end anyway?
That's nice.
He's all right. Catch up. Bye. Hung up on me.
Did he?
Yeah. And it was like, I had that sick feeling in your throat where it's like someone's just completely rejected you. And I was just, it took me a while to, actually the thing that got me out of that little rut was
line of coke.
Scooter Derek's comment to 97.
What was it?
So on Instagram, we posted the Mr. 97 racking up the expensive SMS bill, and the joke is that he's messaging Grace a lot.
Yeah.
And Grace said, still waiting for that message.
Mate.
And 97 wrote back, good banter with a tick.
I'm surprised it wasn't there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's basically that, and then Scooter Derek then says, "Imagine you in Gone with the Wind. Kiss me, rat. Good banter." It's very funny. Yeah, so that got me in a better mood. It was very funny. Hi, Queen Gronk is joining us as well. Just seeing that in the live YouTube.
So you're saying that you're asking people how they're going, which is lovely. What about you, Dodge?
Yeah.
Probably just been walking
I mean, stealing
way more. Yeah. Like just avoiding public transport at all costs and not touching anything. Just the obvious stuff. Washing my hands, being super
How
aware.
good is washing your hands?
Yeah.
I'm absolutely, like, I was getting the bubbles going like crazy because like I said the other day, wet your hands first before you do the soap and you get real sort of movement. It's fantastic. Really enjoying it.
Sevs, what about you, mate? I mean, knocking back chicks is what you do quite often,
Grace
so that's
says,
not new.
Grace says in the live chat, love getting rejected by Mr. 97.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, so Savs, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean the washing hands stuff. I think the news as well. Like I never really look at the news. It's always The Verge. But now I'm going on
technology
to like,
blog. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm going on to like news, not news.com.au, ABC.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to appear in my screen time, the amount of times that I've gone on it.
Yeah, I've been on it.
That was
as
me.
well.
Last week it was news.com.au. Yesterday I actually had less based on having Bodie with me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check screen time just quickly because it is
little screen time from for yesterday.
Yeah, everyone on the live on YouTube, check your screen time right now, and let's just go yesterday. And so let's see who's
settings, screen time.
the winner.
Oh yeah, yesterday was good.
Good day for you.
Yeah, real good day.
Daily average, see all activity, and then go day.
So you just want to go on the where it has the graph.
God. And then
who wants to go first?
Swipe.
Dodge. You go first.
How do you get to per day? Sorry. I can see today.
Yeah, and then
last 7 days.
Yeah, and
see
then
how you've got the little graph, the
what's it?
A bar graph,
So
and if you just click on the day,
Monday,
I'll tell you,
and swipe across like you're on Tinder.
Oh geez,
swipe to yesterday.
Yeah.
You want to know mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do that while George works out how to use his phone.
God, all right. 7 hours and 6 minutes.
Ooh,
that was yesterday. I to be fair, Bodie was on YouTube because I wasn't on YouTube for 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's fair. What Sebs, what did you get?
I'm only on 5 hours and 23 minutes.
For yesterday, yeah. Okay.
Previous day was 7:54.
So this is total, right? We're not talking about individual apps.
No, we can drill down after that.
All right. 4 hours, 6 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 7 hours, 54 minutes.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Winner chicken dinner.
3 hours, 35 minutes on Instagram. There's not that much happening on Instagram. I've just got to stop that habit.
Yeah, there isn't. I mean, how can you be flaunting your life at this point? Like all comms around, here's how fucking sick my life is down the drain.
Grace is up at 7 hours and 12 minutes.
Yep.
Harry is up at 7 hours and 19 minutes.
Nice. I've been beaten by both Grace and Harry. Appreciate that. Gemma
the real
Watts.
fucked up bit.
I want to know what hers is.
Gemma Watts. Yeah. What's she at? No, the really fucked up bit is looking at the today's graph. Yeah. I'm already at 3 hours, 41 minutes. And if you have a look at 3 a.m., I spent like 45 minutes on my phone.
You animal.
I got woken up by a junkie who was screaming out the front. He was like having a fight with his backpack. And
was there a raccoon in it? What was
No, it was just like, but I was waiting for him to like smash a window or something.
Harry spent 4 hours and 5 minutes on TikTok.
That's outrageous.
I need to get TikTok. I reckon. Really,
definitely not.
Dude. And so what did you consume at 3 a.m.? Because I think that's probably quite common at the moment. You're waking up
Yeah.
and thinking and wanting to sort of check your phone.
It was hard to I can't actually work out how to drill down on that specific time, but from memory it was all the news stuff. So I was looking at New York Times,
Yeah.
news.com.au. The one interesting thing, you're gone.
I was just going to say, any takeaways from the US?
Yeah, so I was watching all of the Trump does this like long 2-hour live stream every morning, Melbourne time, around 9 a.m. And an interesting thing about him, did you know that he's a germaphobe?
Trump is, wow.
Yeah. And so he said that he only started shaking people's hands after he became president. Oh, so after he became a politician. So he never used to shake people's hands.
Mm. I mean, he had the intel early days, but
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
yeah.
How is this going to change? Because I've spoken at length of my weirdness around do I hug, handshake, kiss?
Mm.
Are we just cancelling kisses?
Oh, yeah. For the
Until 2021.
Yeah. Well, the problem, imagine we could knock out the whole PR industry, just that, mwah, mwah, you know, double kiss, bit of corona. Like, so I know, I think I'm happy with just a little wave and seen as, you know, helping people out.
I'm all good with that.
Did you see that the UK and Germany are now, the ban is 2 people or less?
What does that mean?
Like you can't walk in a group of 2 on the street.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
More than 2.
More than 2.
Even if you're a family? What if you're a family?
I think you got to be like, I don't know,
Separated.
20 meters apart or something.
Well, the UK have done their full lockdown, and you can exercise once a day outside. So going for a ride, run, whatever it is, but you can't be with anyone outside of direct family members or people.
Can we
you live with.
transfer our exercise credits? Because I'm happy to send some your way, boys. If you want an extra session during the day, I'm happy to swap you.
I've done a few push-ups in the office.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
I did 2 sets of 20 yesterday.
Is this a
that's
tiny
good.
habit?
Yeah, tiny habit
Yeah.
that I just started.
There
and
have been
finished
some of
yesterday.
those challenges. There are some of those challenges that have been coming online, and I feel like we're going to get more of it, and it's going to get old very quickly, which is, I challenge Tommy to plank for 1 minute and then go fuck himself, you know? Like,
Sevs, you've got a life hack for us. Mr. Hemsworth.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, so Chris Hemsworth has an app called Center Fit, and it's pretty much the same as Keep It Cleaner, but it's got a bunch of like body weight exercises, meditation, nutrition stuff, recipes. It's pretty good, but they got a 6-week free trial, which I signed up to. So
well, that's good.
I saw him talk about. I mean, that's a win. Get you through this next bit with a thirst trap. You know,
Jordan Michaelides on YouTube Lives asking, were all your heads on timelines for this? You think this is 2 to 3 or 6 months? What do you want to achieve during the period if it's a minimum of 2 months?
I definitely don't think it's 2 months.
I think it's 6.
A minimum. I was like, look at September, my birthday month. That's like start of spring, 6 months away. 6 months away. Like,
and so you think that they're going to try and get it ready before your birthday month? Is that what
I reckon? Yeah. I think they'll know that I've got an iPhone 11, and they'll say this guy needs to celebrate his birthday. Mate, I couldn't care about celebrating anything right now in terms of like the old way. I'm enjoying being here, and I feel like I'm getting what I get out of hanging out with everyone when through Zoom, through this new style. But yes, 6 months. Think about we're going into winter. It's
I'm
a
pumped
long
to wear my hoodie and shit, like just fucking real get cozy.
definitely.
There's a long time ahead, I think, because I said it to you, JJ, this morning. We won't feel. You're not seeing the impact of businesses this week, next week. You are already, and it's substantial, but you're not seeing the full impact to businesses that you will in 2 months, 2 weeks even. Like, it's going to change, man. It's yeah. I mean, what do they say? 2 million Australians will be unemployed.
It's crazy. So I was
There's a
walking down
lot
this.
going on in the,
I
in the
know.
comments. I think 97 smiling. Sev's read it out. What are they saying in the comments?
Gemma said, love getting rejected by Mr. 97 in quotation marks. Excuse me, Grace. And then Gemma said, I'm offended by Sev's rejecting you. I'm rooting for you. I'm Team Grace.
Yeah.
It wasn't
And
meant
then
to
Grace
be a
has said,
rejection.
thanks, Jem. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, I guess.
Yeah.
What is the what's the challenge for you, Sev?
What's the biggest challenge at the moment?
I don't know. I don't know. Everything's just a bit confusing. Like, just with everything that's going on, it's all a bit full on. It wasn't meant to be a
Are you one of
rejection,
those
though.
people that are using the coronavirus to
As an out? Yeah.
yeah,
Business was already broken, bro.
Yeah. I forgot that you were an A grade data befure coronavirus, and now it's shut you
It's
down.
just got, no, it's so annoying.
Oh yeah, Glenn says biggest challenge equals getting anyone to visit the basement for lockdown.
I mean,
it's a beautiful basement though.
Yeah.
Glenn said once they're in, they're in. you should see 97's lighting set up in the evening. It was quite gloomy.
Yeah, I mean, all the lights were off, and I just had a tiny little light in the background set to red, and it looked like a bit of a dungeon.
Yeah,
No, it is.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird vibe.
It's a cozy
so-
dungeon, though, Sebs.
George, how much are you thinking about the future?
Yeah, a bit. I was walking down the street the other day. I was just like trying to be more present in this crazy time. Just that it's the start of who knows what's going to happen in the next few months, and just being aware of it. And if you're busy, being grateful that you've got stuff to do.
Mhm.
And but yeah, when we first went into, when they were going to go into lockdown, Dad called me and he literally said the words, "You should just check New Start, see what's." I was like, never thought I'd be hearing him say that, but so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, it's like
Yeah,
it's the equivalent of your dad saying, "It's time to get on the dole."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, times are tough.
I feel like you're wearing the classic New Start outfit, that cap, the perfect holiday jumper. You love TV, you love watching it, but then also you've got the collared shirt because you're ready for business. It's a new start, you know. You need to look serious for the Centrelink officer, you know. Is there a tie under there, you know?
Looking at the line at Centrelink today, hundreds and hundreds of people. I saw a guy that I knew in the line, but I was looking at the faces of people in there, and it is. They said yesterday on the news it's reminiscent of the Great Depression time, you know, and they're not in the line because they're in a great situation, and it is sad.
Well, the thing is, the people in those lines are the ones that have actually like never been on Centrelink before.
Yeah.
They're all people who've been working their whole lives, and now they have to sign up because everyone who's already on Centrelink will just get the money.
I did hear today that you can call. They've passed some kind of power down that you can now do it all over the phone. So all those people in line didn't have to be in line. It was a bit of a. It's not great at the height of a pandemic to have 400 people huddling around a building. I should have thought about that. It's mind blowing. It's fucking ridiculous. And a lot of them were not 1.5 meters away, like just one maybe. Anyway,
You're a real bitch sometimes, just fucking hanging out Centrelink, just making sure they're far enough apart. They don't have a job. So just give them a break. Take them a photo and do a bit of a public. I actually saw that on news.com.au.
What?
Their post, they had photos, long lens photos of people drinking beer in public, like in sort of like licensed venues, and it was sort of, and people in food courts, and they were sort of saying people aren't taking this seriously. Could you imagine if you made the paper for that?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it is full on, because I saw these people, and they just look like, your average worker, works at an agency, and just got done eating a banh mi roll sitting down at Westfield, and you've been outed as this absolute gronk, just mid mouthful of pork,
working long hours, just trying to, set up everything before it's all in lockdown, and he's.
But I think what about your ego getting in check here? Like, I feel like, as fucked as it is, I've always thought, nah, I'm not too good for Centrelink, but I'm like, I'll fucking work it out some other way. And that mindset isn't helpful in this time where, for most and for a lot, there isn't another way. And so what does it look like to have nothing and have to ask for a handout? And I think that's a challenging thing for a lot of people, because there's a lot of proud individuals, and I'm probably one of them, right? It's like, I could go and work but it's not the case. And so there is a confronting of ego for a lot of people that's going to have to go down.
Yeah, it's like people in hospitality, mainly, I think, working at bars and stuff, that will literally have no work for the next 6 months. They might not do anything else.
I remember I told you, going from working in radio to working at a cafe in Bondi, you feel this, like, you understand, it's like, it's all ego. It's like feeling embarrassed if you're spotted by someone, because you're so tied up in what your role means and the status it gives you, and you're seeing the step down in status that you observe it. Not saying it is that, right? But because it's all manifested, it's all made up in our heads about where we sit in this, because
that's the most obvious it's ever been right now, where where you think it's all secure and important, where those jobs are being made redundant.
And I said to Mace this morning, I think about the mental health of a lot of individuals that may have struggled with their mental health, but sort of had a Band-Aid on it, which was career and salary. And when you rip that off and you're faced with the difficulties inside of your own brain, inside of your own mind, and you're confronting that, and that collision with mental health, Band-Aid ripped off with mental health colliding, and what that looks like. And
Emily Wong on YouTube Live saying, confronting the ego was made marginally easier when somebody said to me, you paid tax before this, you'll pay it after, get what you're entitled to, because it is rough.
Is that George's dad?
Yes. Sounds like a similar sentiment. It makes sense.
Yeah.
When you think about tax and the all the stuff that we do with the ATO, this is what this is what it's used for.
Yeah.
When I went to the post office, I got a package, and it said the Bookroom Collective on it.
Hey,
and that's exciting. George's mum gave me a book, and so I'll read. I'm not very good at reading cursive, but she said,
"Can we get
this?
Sorry, can we just get a George? What's your mum's handwriting like? Because my dad's is absolutely shit ass."
Yeah, mum's is hard to read.
It looks like she's a doctor. So I'll read it as best I can. Should I?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go for it.
Thought of this book after last Friday's podcast. Hope things settle in with the difficulties of this, and we can adjust and have a life. Kaz.
Thanks.
There's a couple of words I couldn't read.
Beautiful.
It sounded broken English with the way Josh translated it.
So the book is Unlikely Friendships. So this was about, remember I said about Matt Diavella posting the monkey playing with the cat?
Yeah.
And so I feel like you don't remember that.
No, but I think I mentioned it at the same time. No, I don't think you mentioned that on the podcast. I mentioned at some point on the podcast recently about...
You want the book.
I absolutely.
upset that
I
I got the
mentioned
book.
that I went like YouTube, just like obsessed with Amy and I were like unlikely pet friendships, and there's a whole like doco series about like a pig and a duck that are best buddies, and they cuddle up together. And
It doesn't say Josh on it, so maybe it is for you.
I mean, the amount of
I don't
times
remember
you've
you
got
mentioning it.
you've got stuff.
I mentioned the Diavella thing.
I don't
Did
reckon you did.
I don't think you can have the book. Oh, this is a nightmare.
Kaz,
Oh,
who did you
I'm
send it to?
embarrassed.
Do you remember?
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear.
She actually said, "I've got a book for Josh, but if he's already got it, maybe Tommy will like it."
Okay, so,
great. No, so it is. Okay, good.
I mean, it's nice. What a
I think it
compliment
said
to
Josh
ask.
on the.
What a compliment to say if he's already got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my library collection is.
It's Grace's mum's favorite book. How cute.
Such a good
It is
one.
a great book.
You know what? Great one
I
for
won't
Bodhi.
argue, but I did. Can you bring it up, Sevs, in Otter? Just and send it to TJ. I talked about Diavella posting on Instagram.
Do you remember
I just want
roughly
to know that
which episode was it?
Friday.
Because I think
It
then,
was
Say
Friday?
monkey.
then we started talking about if you guys were animals, what animals would you be? I think it was that episode.
And
with
so was
Wayne.
it me, George? Because I just feel like I'm being gaslighted about
No,
this.
you might. I
and
mean,
that
you might have.
didn't.
I just can't remember you mentioning Diavella, and I don't remember seeing the post. So
If you're just going to put it on your bookshelf, maybe give it to Tommy.
yeah, please. It is. I mean, I haven't read a book in years, but
It's a picture
first.
book. Like it's got.
Yeah, I mean that's where you
photos.
start. That's where you started. Picture book, baby.
Okay.
Um,
Well, yeah, if you want it, you can have it.
I do feel.
And Josh,
Thanks
it
for the
was for you.
support.
It was for you,
Thanks
Josh.
for the support,
Thanks,
Kaz.
George.
Really appreciate it. I feel like
How's the Adventure Club going, by the way, TJ? Any updates?
Oh, I made a other
You've
than
gone into
personal
liquidation?
adventures, like I see the Bodhi and I going on a stick hunt as something that is a little adventure for us. But I made the formal announcement that it's unprecedented times, and it's
Yeah, sure. No, I get
It's,
it. You're a
it's
sticker.
It's like my dating.
shut it down for the next.
Shut it down. Yeah, lockdown. Sevs is in lockdown. Complete lockdown.
I mean, Adventure Club went to see the line at what do you call it? Centrelink.
Centrelink,
That was
yeah.
an adventure. I did think about that, like the Adventure Club, whether there could be, it involves some sort of tech, like
It's all
having,
trails.
having a camera, like a live. So it's just like a walk, not a walk, but like if we're going, Bodhi and I are going, how could I so drones, you can fly them and then stream it to a page, to a Facebook page. And I was like, what can I?
You could use your iPhone 11.
Yeah, I could use my iPhone 11. Thanks for that. And I could live stream an adventure. Bodhi and I go on to the Facebook group or something like that. That could work. So it's yeah, just a thought. But
No, I like it. It's great.
But
Life
I'm,
hack stuff. Any updates from Sebs?
I mean, the SMS thing's annoying, to be honest.
It's costing too much. Are we going to incorporate a WhatsApp?
But I think maybe email just to start, just to get it rolling. I found out last night that I actually can't send international SMSs.
Oh, that's annoying.
So
how about this? Ask this SMS company.
no, I'm actually done.
No, can you just say we're going through hard times at the moment? Can we get 3 months free?
No. This is the one that he's had. It's definitely
Why don't we
not.
just use your number?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, that's not bad. And then I can actually message Grace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should love that.
Yeah. Because you need.
Would
a
you
real
love that? You would
excuse.
actually love that.
Messaging, yeah. No, I'd like to message Grace.
Mate. You can do it. No, Grace isn't stopping you.
What is the? What's the?
Can you shoot her my
What's
number?
the real
Can you
challenge?
shoot
What's
her?
the real challenge? No, Sevs needs to do this on his own.
I was just saying
How's
I can shoot her a text
No. Why do you need to send her a text?
because
What's wrong? What's wrong, TJ?
I'll be
I can
waiting.
hear my son screaming upstairs, and
I can hear him as
can
well.
you hear that? Hang on,
yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay, we can just end the show anyway. Okay, it's a daily talk show. If you enjoy the show, you can live stream us. We're going to be. Sebs, do we have a better idea on what are people saying? When do they want us to live stream?
So a lot of them have been between sort of like like in the morning, 10 o'clock, and then later at night. I know Leah said 8 p.m. when the kids are asleep, or midday while they're down for the nap.
The
But I
other
think,
thing, isn't the time changing? Are we about to get out of daylight savings?
yeah, not sure.
And so that's going to change, isn't it? Daylight savings, change. Let's have a
Well, I
look.
mean, because
I'm pretty
I think we just passed the I don't know. We passed one of the things where it's like the longest day or shortest day or whatever. I don't know, something like that.
April 5.
March 8. Okay. I mean, but it's not gonna. It's okay. It's only going to affect international people. Brisbane.
But we should probably dial in the
Consider
time
that.
based on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. If you enjoyed the show, you can leave us a podcast review at Apple Podcasts. You can still become a VIP Gronk as well. Go to thedailytalkshow.com/Gronks. Anything else, guys, before we go?
Yeah. Just quickly, we got a review from Nicola95. A bit late to take #Gronk Squad, but I'm leaning in. 5 stars, boys.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the review.
That's nice.
CJ, we're all done.
All done, mate. I was just going to say, anyone who's listening at the moment or on the live feed, if you're getting value out of this, maybe share it with a friend and tell them what's going down. I feel like we're really building out like the community. It's bringing us all together. Like I even feel thinking about Dodge in the office. We're all sort of all a part of this. Like we're building the team because we're all fucked at the moment. Like it's all hard times.
We're all going
Inspirational.
Yeah.
Not even fucked as in health wise. I'm just like, I mean, we're all in big trouble.
Everything else.
We're all in big trouble, and it's actually feels better when you're with people.
Yeah.
All in trouble. Like there is something about it's so basic, but
You're the
how
type of guy that if you're drowning, you try and grab the nearest person,
Pull them all in.
Mate,
push their head down.
exactly.
Come on, guys, I'm drowning. Quick. Everyone, my
Drowning
way.
together is better than drowning alone. And that I think you could all agree with.
It's a beautiful sentiment. It's a beautiful sense of community that, we're
Going out of business
so-
is better
yeah.
when we're all going out of business.
Yeah. I never expected that the show would become a massive suicide pact.
No, that's horrible. But in saying that, it's like what would help us is by just sharing the message about what we're doing over here at the Daily Talk Show. So
Yeah.
it all helps.
And I was thinking if you're seeing anyone, Bree mentioned this to me. She was like, some businesses are doing some cool stuff. You should highlight it in some way. If you are a business owner or you're doing something cool and you want to spotlight, send us an email, hi@thedailytalkshow.com, and we can talk about it and do cool shit around it. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys.